Hi, team. I'm Fitz Koehler, your race announcer for the DC Superhero Run series, and welcome to our show. Tonight, we are going to gush about all the fun we had in our nation's capital this Sunday. That's right, the DC Superhero Run DC at Six Flags America was an absolute blast, and I'm excited to talk about it. So, hopefully, we have a bunch of our athletes and participants who took part this weekend tune in. You know what? What a pleasure for me. I really got to say thank you to everyone who shows up to these races, events, because you just you make me so darn happy. And I can say that all the races around the country that I announce make me happy, but these superhero runs are specifically fun, and the type of people that show up are unique. I mean, they come for a good time. They're not afraid to wear costumes. Not only not afraid, but they're motivated by, excited by the opportunity. They're the gamers. So I was the girl in middle school and high school still dressing up for Halloween. My attitude is let's have the most fun in every opportunity possible, in every way possible. When someone gives me an opportunity to have a good time, I say yes every single time. I never worry about looking cool. What other people think of me is not my business, right? So I was a senior in high school showing up in my cool costume, my clown or whatever it was. And the people who show up to these events, they're the same people. They say, I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to show up on Sunday and I'm going to go hard because life is short and we're here to have a good time. It's just such a pleasure to be surrounded by that and the elation and the joy. And so here's one of our guests, one of my favorite participants, Heather Williams. Thank you. Thank you. You know what, Heather? You made this event so fun for me too. So I'm going to get into the nuts and bolts of the weekend. So we're set up in front of Six Flags America, our start and finish line, but our athletes get to run through the theme park. And boy, did they ever. They had a grand tour of Six Flags America. But I'm there early before everybody. It's me and the race crew, race director Pasha, which does a great job. And who shows up other than, let me see, let me pull her up, Heather Williams. And I'm going to back up by saying we see a lot of Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, obviously, but then some other people come dressed as other things. We see a lot of Jokers, a lot of Harley Quinns, the bad girls. But there's one person I have yet to see at any of our races. And Heather Williams heard me say, please, somebody dress up as this hero. And there she is. That is Heather Williams right there, the little cutie in the corner with the hearts. She showed up as Robin, and I about fell over. I ran up. I didn't recognize her. She was wearing the mask. And I said, oh my gosh, I've been dying for somebody to wear Robin. And she said, I know. I heard you. I heard you ask for someone to dress like Robin. So I did, which just filled my heart up with all sorts of happiness. So thank you, Heather. Yeah, I mean, cool to the bone. I loved it. And you look great. That was a fantastic Robin costume. I'm surprised you didn't win the costume contest, but I'm so happy you entered. All right. So we had so many people dress and come out for so much fun. Now, if you are unfamiliar with the way we do things at the DC Superhero Run series, you will see our friends right there. We feature Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman. But you don't get a shirt that reflects all three. You have to choose at registration. You have to show up. You have to get online to dcsuperherorun.com and you choose. I'm going to run for Superman, Wonder Woman, or Batman. And with that, you get the corresponding gear. So you get a shirt, texture, really nice texture. You get the wristbands. I should be wearing mine, but I only have one here. I'm not sure why. I only have one at my desk, but you get your wristband and then you get the corresponding medal when you cross the finish line. And this is what they look like. So this is Batman and they're big. Look, boop, big. They're three-dimensional. They're heavy. They have beautiful ribbons, but I love the Batman. And then if you run for Wonder Woman, which many people do, look at that medal. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then there's Superman, so glittery. I'm really glad they put a lot of energy and effort and invested in these because I think medals matter. It's about the experience for sure, but especially at a race like the superhero run, you want to walk away with some epic bling, and they really provided that. So anyways, you show up, you will get a shirt. And a lot of people, they show up in a white t-shirt. They go to bid pickup, they pick up their gear, go in their car and put on the shirt we give them. But then so many people come dressed to the nines with all of their superhero gear they ever bought. Some literally people were head to toe, probably wearing superhero underwear. I did not ask, but I'm confident they were. And not only the our iconic three, but then the rest of the DC universe, which is a blast. So let's see. Jennifer Hall showed up big time, and she won her age group for the first time, which was super exciting. We don't do age group awards, but you won, Jen, and that counts. And yeah, medals do matter. Don't you think? And tell me what you thought about your medal, Jennifer. Jennifer already has done the Wonder Woman and Batman runs in LA. So she did Superman, which was great. All right. So I'm going to show you all a highlight reel from this weekend. It's a little over a minute. And then we're going to get into more of the details. All right. Ready, set? Epic, right? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And many people will hear me say on race weekends that I respect the fast people, but I adore the fun people. All of our athletes are the fun people. So we don't have to worry about a stuffy speedster up in front taking anything too seriously. We are not about taking anything too seriously. We're about having a great, great time. We start off our events with a costume contest. We do tons of trivia. I have great prizes. I'm kind of the superhero Santa Claus. They give me a ton of prizes and I get to pass them out like candy. And we do the Talk Like Batman contest, which is great traditionally after the race. But then we race. People run, people walk, and all sorts of interesting people show up. So I'm going to highlight a few because there were so many highlights, and you're probably one of the highlights. And if I'm not featuring you, I'm sorry, because there's only so much room in this show. Babs, can't wait to see you in New England on August 7th. We're going to have a great time. If you haven't been to our races, look at DCSuperheroRun.com right now. Our schedule's up and we are registering, friends. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you about some of our individual athletes. And I'm starting with a friend of mine who I know from the OC Marathon in California. She's someone I met the very first race I ever announced in 2014. And I'm doing the math wrong, I believe, but I believe she was 74 and she had just finished the marathon. And the race director was taking me back to the hotel and also grabbed her and said, "Hey, Vicky, do you want to ride back?" And she said, "Sure." And she gets into the SUV and she says, "I am never running a marathon again." Well, that was a lie. That was a darn lie. She's run plenty of marathons since and half marathons, but she is so athletic and so beautiful and so bright and so sweet. And one of the great gifts of the running community. She is 82 years young and she tore it up as usual. She came all the way out from California because I told her, I said, "I'm announcing a race in DC. She said, "Okay." And she brought her hunky husband, Kenneth. And let me make sure I'm getting the right one. So this is Vicky. Can you believe it? 82. Just who would believe that? Vicky and Kenneth right there. We have so much fun. As many of you know, I will leave the finish line and go grab some of my friends and run you through given the opportunity. But yeah, Vicky, she won her age group. And she probably won many other age groups too. She is the living proof that if you take good care of yourself, if you care about your body will care for you for a very long time. And then we got to go hang out in DC together, which was super fun. Yeah, isn't she just a prize? I love her. I love her. She's one of my running besties. She's so great. And yeah, thanks, Jen. Jen joined us for dinner, and that was a blast. Okay, so that's Vicky Richardson. Let's look at my next featured guest. All right. So this guy that I'm going to show you right now, he was one of the first people to show up in the morning. I think he was athlete number one, came in early. His name is David, clearly a huge fan of Batman. And one of the great things that David shared before he took off to run this 5K is that he is going to be running Marine Corps Marathon in October, which super exciting. So again, we have people coming in for a good time and fitness, and then some folks are using our race as a training run for even longer races. And so I'm really excited for you, David. I hope you're watching. Best wishes at Marine Corps. It's an iconic event. I know you'll have an incredible time. And those Marines, who doesn't want to run down a road surrounded by Marines? I know I do. So yeah, let's all celebrate David. And you know, when I told everybody from the stage about David, everybody cheered for David. We have such a supportive group of athletes. Mark, good to see you, Mark. Yes, we love Vicky and David, and that's just scratching the surface of the coolness. All right, moving on. Okay, this was a funny guest. I have a stage which we do all sorts of things off the stage, or I do. I invite guests on for costume contests, for trivia, for Talk Like Batman, and this was a intruder. I actually had an invader on my stage just get on up and start roaming around. And so, what do you do? What are your choices? Well, I decided to make this intruder part of the show. So I reached out, I asked her mom, I said, "Can I just pick?" I said, "Can I hold her?" And she said, "Yeah." So this is baby, I believe her name is Rosie. And Rosie just demanded to be on the stage. She deserved her time in the spotlight. So I made her my co-announcer for a little while. And Rosie was fabulous. So thank you to Rosie's mom for allowing her to join me because, you know, I can always go for extra baby hugs. All right. So that's Rosie. And yeah, she was so flipping cute. What a funny little thing. Next up. Okay. This woman, she came all the way from Las Vegas. She flew in from Las Vegas because she loves Wonder Woman and she wanted to do our superhero run. But look at this first picture. If you notice what's on her feet, you see what's on her feet? Sneakers. Now, this is what she crossed the finish line in. Ready, set, come on, Jenny. Stilettos. That's right. She came around the corner rocking these incredible Wonder Woman stilettos. Look at that smile. Where did that come from? She takes off in red running shoes, and then she comes around the corner, and I had to take a double take, but it was fantastic. I mean, fun, right? So if you're sitting at home thinking, I can't run a 5K, I'm afraid. Okay, and stop. Stop immediately because you know what's scary? War is scary. Cancer's scary. Going out to walk or run or sashay 3.1 miles with a bunch of cool people in costume, not scary. And speaking of sashay, let's look at our hold on. Doop, doo, doo, doo. We're getting some nice comments. And wherever you are, if you'd like to use the comment section and interact in this conversation, I would love to have you. Yeah, right. How do you do that in stilettos? I think she might have put them on around the corner. That's just my guess. But she's totally Vegas, right? She's a Vegas lady. She probably, I don't know, she probably went as far as one could go in stilettos. And thank you, Terry. I'm only an awesome hostess when I'm surrounded by awesome people that are fun to hang out with. Oh, yeah, and Rosie, for sure, for sure. When I retire, Rosie, I will pass off the golden microphone to Rosie for sure. She was adorable. Okay, So we're talking about sashaying here. And there's a few athletes I'd like to recognize. I mean, everybody came out dressed to the nines, but there was a few that really, I don't know, they impressed me. So here we go. We're starting off with beautiful Tennyson, and she joined our costume contest. She was so excited. She is a raging Superman fan. She was the woman of steel. And look at this. She crosses the finish line, boom, flying with her arms up high. Loved her. She's another one who could definitely take off the microphone. I told folks if my mouth broke, Tennyson could take it over. I don't know her name, but wow. What style, right? She sashayed that whole course. And then this babylicious Batman with the bustier, and of course our kilted Batman. There's so much to choose from on the fashion. I was actually looking forward. We had Clark Kent come out too, and he was great, but for some reason I couldn't gather a photo of Clark Kent. The other sad news for this show is that the photographers, I guess they didn't think to, but they didn't take any photos of our costume contest, which make me sad, but maybe they forgot or weren't instructed. But that would have been awesome. If you were there and you have costume contest photos, please send them to me. I'm easy to find. I'm Fitzness on social media, and I would love to see your costume contest photos. Yeah, Tennyson, her energy was out there. And I asked her a trivia question about Superman. I asked her, how did Superman get to Earth the first time? Like, what inspired his trip to Earth? And so she took the microphone and she goes, well, what had happened was, and then it was a really long story that followed, which was really enjoyable. So, and I hope I see her at another event for sure. And Gary, thank you. I am not going anywhere anytime soon because I'm addicted. I'm addicted to all of these people and all of these events. All right. So kudos to the style. Lots of style here. All right, went through. Now, speaking of style, we've had lots of Batmans, right? And then Batman is over 80 years old. I think Batman is now 83. So Justin came out to honor retro Batman, and boy, did he ever. Look at this man. I think it takes a lot of guts, but he came out in the full spandex outfit with the blue undies over it, and I fell in love. That was awesome. He was na 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 Justin. And there's his mega babe, Poison Ivy, also known as Christina. And she was super fun. Look, she had her whole torso wrapped with vines. So I love, look at again. Look at Justin. Na 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 na. Justin. Look at that guy. I also think that Justin could have made an extraordinary Aquaman. In fact, I think if I were Justin, I might have gone with Aquaman, but I'm so glad that I wasn't making decisions for him when he got dressed that morning because retro Batman, how awesome. Yeah, so brave. So fun. And that's the thing is when you come to our event, you're supposed to put your ego aside. You're just showing up for a good time. And people who have the most fun have no ego. I truly believe that. Oh, thank you. He is so brave and so much fun. Yeah. And the opportunity to reuse Awesome Con cosplay. So interesting. I ask some of the people, where'd you get this? And they say, I do cosplay. In fact, Leotard Lynn, I wish I had a photo of her. She had a Superman leotard on with long sleeves and, the undie bottom. She was gorgeous. And I said, where'd you get that? And she said, I do cosplay. And so that's a really fun market for us. If you're a cosplay person, you don't have to fear the 5K. You could walk the whole way, but you get to dress up like the thing you love to dress up at. It's a really fun opportunity, Jennifer. You're right. And it's so cool to see people who have really spent some time developing these costumes. It's just, I look forward. I wake up at 4 a.m. on race day and I can't wait to see who's going to show up because everybody always shows up. Oh my gosh, is that the end of my little videos for DC? Tragedy. I love looking at all of these pictures. They're so great. So listen, lots of fun. We had famous Amos win the race. We actually had a man come out determined to run super fast, and he sure did. He took home first place. He was not dressed as in a costume, so he gets demerits for that, but I still like him a lot. And what he did after he ran is he continued to run. He ran and ran and ran around the parking lot of the Six Flags America because I think he's training for something for a longer distance. But congratulations, Amos. And Jennifer says Heather's Robin costume. Yeah, next time, Jen. Hopefully there will be a next time. And for all of our friends who came to run in DC, you can come back to one of our other events. We have quite a few people that are not satisfied with just going home with one superhero medal. They want the trifecta. They want to gather all three. I think Eric started off with us in St. Louis, and then he came to Chicago, and he's choosing a third destination because, like I said, one medal is really cool. But if you could take home number 2 and number 3, I don't know, you win something. You win pride. You have the coolest medal hanger on planet Earth, perhaps. Oh, good. Heather, I would love to see you. And I know Heather's also a big fan of Six Flags. And that's one of the great benefits of our race weekends is all of our athletes, I believe, get 60% off of race registration. Now, I live in, or I'm sorry, 60% off of park admission. So as a Floridian, I am accustomed to park prices being over, excuse me, over $100 a day. Yikes. But Six Flags is so excited to have our race series there that they've discounted park admission 60%. I think our friends in DC were paying as little as $31.99 per ticket. That's an entire day of roller coasters and rides and superhero shenanigans. So I highly recommend that component. Heather came with her husband and her adorable daughter, and they spent the day at Six Flags, which was pretty fantastic. So that's definitely something to be considered. If you travel to one of our events, you can make the entire day of it because race in the morning, you relax a little bit, go get a snack, and then come back in to enjoy the rides. Yeah. So the DC universe is a part of Six Flags theme park. So as people go in, they run by the Superman roller coaster. Actually, I was just told that Six Flags in the Los Angeles area is introducing Wonder Woman, which the Wonder Woman roller coaster, and I can't remember if it's the tallest or the fastest or some sort of special Wonder Woman roller coaster at one of the Six Flag parks in California. So anyways, we want you to come join us, earn more than one medal. In fact, you can earn 8 medals because we have 8 races if you've already started to join us. So on August 7th, we'll be in New England. That's, I believe we're in the corner of Massachusetts, right near Hartford, Connecticut. I am not a geographer for that section of the country, but I believe that's where we are. August 28th, we'll be in San Francisco. That should be a stellar event. I mean, they're all fantastic, but San Francisco, all my California runners out there, come. I know, not Southern California. Just get in your car or take one of those little puddle jumpers and come see me. Come see us in San Francisco. That's August 28th. September 18th, we will be in Atlanta, which I think is going to be chaos. I'm really excited about Atlanta. So yes, come to Atlanta. October 2nd is Dallas, and they say everything's bigger in Dallas, in Texas. So yeehaw, let's do that. And then November 13th, San Antonio. So we have a lot of options. And you know what? That's just our 2022 calendar. You never know what 23 will hold. So for everyone who says, I wish you would come here, hopefully we'll come there at another time. Heather says, yeah, where is that New Jersey? I think I've been asked a few times now. Truth be told, I make 0 decisions. All I make is happy noise. That's what I do. I make happy noise for the superhero run. But I don't mind sharing your feedback with our race organizers when they are choosing. Oh, look at this. Correct. Also close to Rhode Island. So there you go. It's called DC Superhero Run, New England. You're in Massachusetts, close to Connecticut, close to Rhode Island. The discount code works at all of the races, so I hope you'll come. Babs, we're going to have a fantastic time, and I can't wait to see what you're wearing. If you haven't considered it yet, now's the time to start working on it. Yes, Fitzness works for all of the races. So please share it. Share it with your friends. And if you have a solid group of race running buddies, great. Share it with them. But you can also share it with your kids' scout troop or cheerleading team or your coworkers. We've had entire offices come out. We had a women's health office come out. It was Dr. So and so and her 8 office assistants. They were the Wonder Woman. And yeah, why not? Why not bring your law firm and your kindergarten class and your high school football team? It's for everybody. You saw in the photos, we have a little bit of everything. We've got teeny tiny babies, and then we have people in their 80s and even 90s come on out. So, yeah, Fitzness works at all the races, and it's for everyone. And okay, I've heard about New Jersey Six Flags, so we would love to make it over there. Again, I speak for myself because I make no decisions, but perhaps the gods of the DC superhero run are watching and they're taking your advice, perhaps, or I can pass it along. And then Terry says, race shirts are awesome. They are. I might wear it on my next run for inspiration. I love that, Terry. Terry, you can tag us on Instagram. If you wear your race shirt anywhere, tag, we're actually DC Batman Run, Wonder Woman Run, and Superman Run on Instagram. I'm Fitzness. You can tag me. I always love to share runner posts and stories because it's good for everybody. You know, it's nice to see people out there doing athletic things, having athletic adventure, and it's inspiring and it encourages others to take part too. So yeah, we had so much fun in DC. Thank you to everyone who showed up. We had families of 6 parents and 4 kids, uh, 3 generations of superheroes, mother, daughter, grandmother. It's a really unique and special experience. And again, I'm so privileged to be a part of all of the wonderful people who show up in their adventure. I love, love, love it. Okay, so listen, I am going to show that video one more time because I think it's worth re-seeing. Our athletes were so gorgeous. Look at their costumes. Look at their running clothes. Look at their shoes and their headwear and their lassos of truth. If you're a liar, steer clear of our event because someone is likely to throw that lasso around you and Lord knows what'll come out of your mouth, right? All right, one more peek at DC. So much fun. So much fun. Makes me sad that I'm at home and not with you all right now. Sad. Hey, the other great thing about this trip, not only for myself, but those who traveled a long way by plane, train, and automobile to come is nation's capital. I mean, what a wonderful city. I'm impressed that it's very clean, which I was very impressed with St. Louis, but DC was beautiful. I went to the National Archives. I got to see the Constitution. The Constitution, the most incredible document ever created, right there. Boom, Declaration, Bill of Rights. Very special. The monuments were great. I've been a couple of times before, but it does not get old. And that's one of the beauties of racecations, traveling for an event like this, is you go to run a race And then you get to explore and enjoy whatever that city or nearby towns have to offer. So I really had a wonderful time. I made a several day trip out of it. I know some of our other athletes did as well. So keep that in mind. Again, we'll be in New England on August 7th, San Francisco, August 28th. You can go to Alcatraz. You can ride the trolleys. San Francisco's got a lot of fun. September 18th, Atlanta. I'm sure there will be sports in town. There's great arts. Atlanta's full of interesting things, fantastic nightlife, if that's your jam. October 2nd, Dallas. I know Dallas is full of great stuff. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm going to figure it out on October 2nd. And then San Antonio, November 13th, the river tour that you get on a boat and ride the river. Gorgeous, a really fun and entertaining tour. I also toured San Antonio on a Segway, which was a blast. And if you go to City Hall, you will learn all sorts of interesting things about our history you may not have known. But yeah, we have a lot of fun in store for you. Thank you again to everyone who came out in DC. Congratulations on rocking our race. And I can't wait to see everybody at the future races. Register ASAP. That's dcsuperherorun.com. Use discount code FITZNESS to save on registration. You can also use Fitz bottle. You'll pay the standard price and then you'll get a bottle instead of the discount. So that's up to you. Vicky, we talked about you at the start, and yeah, we wish you could be everywhere as well. You know what? There's an opportunity, Vicky. There's nothing that says you can't follow me to all of our racers or follow all of us to our races. Thank you, Heather. Thanks, Robin. I love you. Love you, Jen, Terry, Mark. Thanks for all your comments. And we'll see you soon. Get to work.